All right. And are you introducing? I can't remember.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast, But Those Who Trust. Super excited for today's episode. We have Lance Retz with us. So, yeah.
Do you want to try that again, or is that a good opening?
Sure, I'll try it again.
Sorry, Lance
No,
Retz. I
I
just want to
did
make sure you're good. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much for tuning back into our podcast. I'm super excited for today's episode. We have Lance Retz with us. I'm super excited to hear a little about him and his testimony. So we're going to jump right
Welcome, Lance.
in.
Thanks for coming in, buddy.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for having me.
Of course. So as you probably already know, we start off every episode with some icebreaker questions.
Of course he knows.
Yeah,
I think he
like
literally goes to sleep
signature
with our
thing.
podcast every single night. So
I think I've only
it's
missed
like
3.
I was joking. Are you being serious?
Yeah, I do listen to a lot.
Wow, you've only
almost
missed
all.
3, and we've only done 6. So
I think we've done
that
more
and
than
500.
have we done more than 6?
I thought.
Okay,
I
all
don't
right,
really
good.
know.
Well, then you're over 50%. That's exciting.
We haven't really recorded in a while, to be honest.
Well, we haven't
We're
because we
not
had so
really-
many dead ahead of time.
Yeah.
So we had some guests. So
But-
anyway, glad you're here.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
So we do a fun question and a deep question. So our fun question for today is, if you owned your own restaurant, what would it be called and what would it be known for?
So 100% I would do barbecue.
Oh,
okay.
nice.
Humongous barbecue person. It'd be
That's
known for
good.
the ribs.
Okay.
I don't know how much the public would know about them, but I know they would be good. I'd probably eat them all.
Well, if the public doesn't know about them, you'd go out of business. So that's
You know
something to
what?
think about.
If
you might
the
want
ribs, if the ribs are good enough, it's all right because I would love ribs. They're by far my favorite food. What I would
Wow.
call it, I'm not sure. Maybe just Lance's barbecue. No, Retz's barbecue. Retz's ribs.
Oh, Retz's
Oh, hey, that's pretty
ribs.
That's actually pretty
Shoot.
good.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah.
See,
I like
too.
that. Abigail, how about you?
I think I'll go simple. We were actually talking about this in foods the other day. We were just doing a fun activity, and it was like, if you like name your own
Foods
restaurant.
as in foods class at
Yes,
school? Okay,
foods
gotcha.
class. Sorry. And I think I just named mine like Abigail's or something, like something simple, elegant.
So original.
I know.
elegant.
So I don't know if I'm leaning towards something like more of like a deli, like a salad bar sandwich kind of ordeal, or if we do something more like, I don't know, pizza, pasta.
I see you totally doing more of like a
Kinda
deli,
like a
kind of
thing.
like
I
a
know.
like a light.
Those two
Fun
would definitely
little-
be my big
okay.
options.
All right. Mine would be totally pizza,
Yeah.
hand tossed. Actually, a variety. I like
Homemade,
all kinds of
everything
pizzas,
homemade.
so a variety would be good, and it would be called a pizza my heart.
You've thought about this. Like I could tell this
I
was not
just
just.
came up with
He
that just now.
definitely did think of it.
There's no way you have thought about this for
Definitely
years.
have.
I love pizza. I used to love doing, like actually flipping my own pizza. We still do it sometimes with, we'll do pizza and movie nights at home with the kids, and I'll make homemade dough and flip it and do stuff. I
I
love
feel like
doing
that'd
that
get
stuff.
really old for you though. Like you wouldn't
Not
love it
if
as
I was
much.
really
if
good
you-
at it.
if you
No,
did
it
so
would be
much.
cool because like have you ever seen like the the eclectic like pizza places like you might see them in movies and stuff where people are doing it, but like it's open so people can watch them flip dough and like
They
it's
used to-
so
So you'd
cool.
be like an entertainer while doing it.
100%.
Yeah, you would. That's.
I
right
was
up your
born to
alley.
entertain, so I would do that. It'd be a
could-
little mix of both.
I could see that.
It'd be a mix of both. I literally saw a video the other day where a guy was doing it and he'd roll it down his back of his shoulders and keep
I mean, that's
flipping it. It
kinda
was the
gross.
coolest
Yeah, I was
thing
gonna
ever.
say that's,
That's
a
kinda
little-
I'm sure his shirt was
Too
clean.
much.
I'm sure it was good, but it was awesome. That would totally be my restaurant. That would totally be my thing.
Okay. All right. All right. Our deep question: if you could have a
Uh-oh.
conversation with your future self 10 years from now, what would you hope they tell you about how you've grown or changed?
That's a deep one.
It
It
is.
is deep. 10 years from now, I hope to be semi-successful in whatever field I go into. I hope that I'm still running at that point, hopefully at the professional level.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is something, so running, which we'll get into later, that's something you'd want to do like further after college even.
If I get that opportunity, 100%.
Wow. Okay.
That's awesome.
Great.
And
Very
so,
cool.
you know, I'm coming to find more and more that the Lord has given me a big mouth to spread His word, and so hopefully I want to kind of do something with like some way, shape, or form
Sure.
spreading the word, whether that's preaching or whatever that may be.
That's pretty cool. So some
Okay.
Chariots of Fire action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so
It's a movie, by the way, Abigail.
I figured.
Okay.
I didn't get the reference, but
I knew that one.
You knew that?
my mom likes that movie. But I hope that, you know, obviously there's going to be some bad things, but I hope there's a lot more good than bad.
Sure, absolutely.
But yeah, I kind of just hope that not only grown in my faith, but as a human. And the biggest thing is I've helped others along the way. Not only grow in their faith, but just become better humans at the end of the day.
I like that. That's good.
And I think that if I just kind of stay focused on the Lord and Jesus, that becomes a lot easier instead of putting all the pressure on myself.
It's really good.
Yeah, that is good. I appreciate you saying that. I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
God can take that. So
because at the end of the day, it's not pressure; it's a gift that we get to do that. So,
good.
Yeah, it's a privilege, I guess.
Yeah, very good. Very good. I like that.
Very good. For me, I think I would hope my future self would like tell me kind of like that I'm been more like outgoing and more I wouldn't say confident, but just more open to like new things. You know what I mean? And just I don't know. Things that I never thought I would do that like I would be doing.
No,
if
that's
that makes sense.
Like what? Can you think of anything in particular?
Oh, I don't know. Just maybe different
skydiving.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, stuff like out of my comfort zone.
Okay.
Like
well,
different like
talk to Miss
areas,
Rash.
you know what I mean? Yeah, I just realized that my math teacher, she doesn't own. What is it?
She owns an airport and I think 3 airplanes, and she is a humongous skydiver.
And she's a teacher?
Yes.
Teacher. She wanted to become an astronaut for a long time.
That's amazing.
She's
That's
brilliantly
not
smart.
Wow.
Brilliantly smart.
She's really cool. But
That's pretty
she
cool.
skydives like all the time.
That's really.
She showed us a video. She has a pink jumpsuit.
Her life
pink
insurance
helmet.
must be astronomically expensive. Wow. You said a pink skydiving suit?
And helmet.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Skydiving
Skydiving is one of those things I would like to think that I could
Exactly,
do, but
me
I am
too.
they'd have to kick me out of the plane.
But
By the time you got up there and you looked down,
Exactly.
that would be
I
hard.
literally think I would pass out.
It's like seeing people jump off the high dive and be like, I want to be cool like that. And then you go to the top of the high dive and you completely panic and lock up. Times 1,000. Like that's,
Yeah, no.
you know what I mean? So I don't know.
I ain't doing it.
That would be tough. You ain't doing it.
I ain't doing it.
Like, did you see years ago, gosh, I don't remember when it was, Red Bull did this thing where that guy, I mean, they went up almost stratosphere.
No parachute?
No, he had a parachute,
God,
but
that
he
should
did
not
the
be
thing
allowed.
where he was, I can't remember if it was like a velocity thing to see how fast they could go, but he went into that dead spin and almost passed out, and he finally kind of came to and let his chute go.
Red Bull also did one.
I mean, he practically, they were so high, he practically jumped from space. It was like, I think it was world record for the highest jump. I'm almost positive. You have to look it up. I can't remember what it's called, but it was nuts. It was insane.
I thought you were about to talk about the one that they did without the parachute. They did a catch net, and this guy. I'm serious. Look it up. This guy.
So you'd have to hit that target like that.
Oh, you have to hit it.
Yeah, like how
Have
do
you seen
even
them do
map
the?
that out?
Sorry, we were totally off topic here. Have you seen where they do the flight suits where they just spread their arms
Yeah.
out and it's
I've
like,
seen those.
and they just like
gliding, right?
Oh my
Those
gosh,
seem kind of cool.
that seems amazing.
Still ain't doing it.
But they would still have shoots though, right? When they're done, they just pop a chute and
I have no idea. Man.
Yeah,
That is out of my pay race.
Dude, that would be so stinking cool. So anyway, what were we talking about again?
You're up for the your deep question answer.
All right, so I did give this a tiny bit of thought. I think because ostensibly in 10 years, all of our kids will be grown, and I would like to be able to, in my 10 years, tell myself that we raised our children well.
Yeah.
To be not only on fire for Jesus and doing God's will and serving the kingdom and all of that, but also just being productive members of society, and hopefully at some point, 10 years is not too much to ask, having a family and having kids and raising their kids in the fear and admonition of the Lord.
Good.
That's what I would like my 10 years to be able to tell myself.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I love youth ministry and I love all this stuff. But man, I think the most important thing is to raise our kids well.
Yeah,
and I think that's our biggest mission field as parents. So for me anyway, I think that's what I would like to tell myself.
I really like that answer because me and Abby are at a different point in our lives, like where we're still growing.
Right.
You kind of know you do know what you're supposed to do. You know what you need to do, and so that's your job. You at the end of the day, your first job's a dad.
Amen to that. I agree
love
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So.
super sweet. Well, that was really good. Those were good questions today.
Yeah, very good.
Like they're always fun to answer.
So sorry, go ahead.
No, Lance, we just wanted to, as we kind of open up into our conversation for the day, we kind of wanted you to share a little bit about yourself for those of you who might not know you very well.
So
whatever you want.
And
whatever I want.
Our audience is massive, so just don't be nervous. It's okay, you'll be all right.
Is Jeff Bezos going to see this?
He already emailed me once. I said, dude, we don't need an Amazon special. Chill. The guy's relentless. I'm joking. I'm so joking.
I'm Lance. I'm a senior now, which crazy to think about.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
So crazy.
I mean, I remember because your grandparents live on our street, and I remember block parties when you guys were kids, like all the kids in our neighborhood hanging out. So we've known you for a while. So the fact that you're a senior, it does. It feels like the fact that you're a senior and that you're going to be graduating very soon is crazy to think about. Just crazy to think about. So,
I am a senior now. I'm a runner. That's one of the things people know me for. But I'm trying to change that to a guy that knows Jesus. Not even gonna lie, like that is kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm still very proud of my running. It is definitely a humongous priority in my life, and I'm still striving to be the best at it. But I realized that it's not everything, and it used to be, which I guess that's fine. But at the end of the day, like, there's this cool guy named Jesus too.
Yeah.
So,
and I love that you. And I've definitely seen that. Just from conversation we would have had even just 5 years ago to conversations now. That is super apparent because you used to be like all about running, and then now you're all about, for the most part. I mean, obviously there's other stuff going on in your life, but it's all about Jesus and church and stuff. And I love that transition that you've made. And I don't know if we'll cover this later. No. Sorry if I'm jumping the gun, but I like what you said there. People used to know me for running, which you're still very talented at that. But now I want people to know me for my relationship with Jesus. Has that been hard to do, to kind of switch gears like that a little bit? Or tell us about that transition in your life over the last several years.
So that'll answer in my testimony, because I see that's a big thing and how I found Jesus. So I will answer that.
Okay, all right. Good. Put a pin in that.
But I think that overall, finding that the biggest thing for me was, you knew this. You may have not known this. I was always the coolest person in the room in my brain. Especially, I was blessed to be very, very good at a younger age. Like, I thought I was the coolest person because I thought, quote unquote, there was only 19 people that were cooler than me, because that's literally what I would tell myself in my brain, because I was blessed to be top 20 in the country in my event groups.
Okay.
And so I would literally think that there's only 19 people that are cooler than me. Not even close to true.
Because in your mind, cooler meant running better.
Exactly right.
More, okay, interesting. All right.
And as I'm kind of growing in my faith, I'm starting to realize a little bit of the faster I run, also the more people I get to touch.
Interesting. Okay.
Whether that be because I win a race, I get an interview. I get to say how Jesus helped me through this race or something. Yeah. Or, let's be honest, are you going to listen to the slowest guy in the race or the fastest guy in the race?
That's hilarious. Okay,
so,
good point.
So I feel like I have to do my due diligence of not only to run well for myself, but at the end of the day, I started to realize during indoor track season, I was in South Carolina on a long run. It was hot. The pollen was so gross. It was disgusting. I have pictures of it.
No
Cars
kidding.
were literally green. It was disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
So I went to this forest to get out of it. I know it sounds weird, but since it was something weird. My dad explained it to me. I was like, nice. Kind of just trust the process. Yeah. But I was kind of dying. It was hot, humid, and I kept telling myself, because he did, I can. That's what I kept saying in my brain. And so that was like a clicking point for, I guess, a next step in my mental in running, to know that I'm capable, because there was a man a long time ago that gave his life for me and looked at me in the eyes and said, I love you so much that I'm going to give my life for you. And so that's something that really, really kind of humbled me, because I'm not worthy, but since he did, I can.
That's amazing. I like that. Really That's very good.
So I think that does lead a little bit into your testimony, if you want to share a little bit about that. I really didn't know much about it until like recently when we were talking a little bit preparing for this. And I do think just knowing you like before you were fully like came into your faith and got to know God more, I just think it is, even if it's like a simple testimony, it still does speak to a lot of people, and I think it's really good. So if you want to open up a little bit about that and share a little bit.
I'm not going to be simple about it because I'm very proud
okay,
of it. I'm very proud
and I love
of
that.
it. So, like I said, I thought it was the coolest in the room. And so where it started was indoor track. I started running really, really bad, like really bad. And that never happened to me before. So I'm like, what on earth is going on? So I was trying to figure it out, kept running bad. Well, then we realized I was had low iron. So I started taking iron supplements, which is not a big deal. It's not like life-threatening at all.
Right.
But it's just really difficult for a distance runner. And so I was building back. And so I had about a month and a half training block where I didn't race, just tried to train through for this meet up in Palatine. It's called Distance Night at Palatine. It's like the most prestigious track and field and event meet in the state of Illinois.
No kidding.
And so I raced the freshman mile, but they let me in off of my 8th grade time because I hadn't ran fast enough to qualify. And so they let me in because I had already ran quote unquote fast enough, but not that year. And so I technically shouldn't have been in the race. Well, all these kids I was beating running with in middle school were running away from me. That never happened before. I've never been just ran away from. Like, what on earth? And I was like, I was giving it my all. Like, it's not like I was just dogging it. And so I got second to last, and I ran 4:58, which for me at the time and still is horrendous. And so I'm like, what on earth?
And this was coming after the whole iron thing, so
Correct.
You've already kind of worked through that.
So
you're expecting to do pretty decent, I'm assuming.
I was expecting to get close to a win, and I didn't come close.
Wow.
I through that, I met this guy named Carson Maroon. Shout out Carson. You're in town right now. I haven't seen you yet, but I will. Me and Carson became best friends. And so he had already kind of been in that walk with Jesus. And so he kind of reopened that door because I'd always been going to church when I was younger every week. But it was like kind of just sitting in there for an hour.
Yeah.
Did not pay any attention. Did not care whatsoever. Didn't even want to go majority of the time because like, you know how you are as a kid. You're just part of it. You don't really
I was
know.
the same way. Yep.
And so Carson introduced me to Jesus. And from there, I'm like, okay. Well, I told this to Abby. So, you know how your phone listens?
Yes.
I think that I'd been talking about Jesus a lot with Carson. So my phone started like picking up the stuff. And so there was one night that I was in a chair and I was scrolling Instagram Reels. I started seeing Jesus edits, like edits of Jesus. And I'm like, dude, this guy's tough. I need to go follow this guy. And so I'm serious. I went to my bathroom, looked myself in the mirror, and just started talking to myself like, this is not who you need to be. Like, we need to make a change. And so I didn't have a Bible at the time. I opened up my children's Bible that I'd never opened, that I had since like 2nd grade. And then I started with In the Beginning.
Wow.
So,
wow.
I think that's funny, but we're going to talk about it. And I wanted to bring this up because I didn't tell you this part because I forgot about it.
Okay.
So Cody Johnson, you guys both know Cody Johnson, the country music artist.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
He came to Champaign, and this was just after me starting my faith. I'm like, oh, maybe this isn't for me. Well, if you haven't, you need to go see Cody Johnson. I've seen him twice, and I'm begging to go back a 3rd time.
Yeah.
He's the man. But me and my mom went. I was just in so much, like I was depressed. That is the one time in my life where I can say I was depressed.
And about how long ago was this?
This was my freshman year. Freshman
Oh,
year
wow.
winter.
Okay.
Freshman year winter. And so I was depressed. I just needed something. And so the reason I bring this up is because this is how I got into music. And Cody Johnson completely changed my life because of that, because he made me realize, because he talked about his faith the entire show.
Wow.
And he didn't sugarcoat anything. Talked about how the news is going to persuade you, and the two political parties that we have our basis are just going to fight, and you just got to live for your own and love everyone. I'm like, that's awesome.
I like
and
that.
And it changed my life. Changed my life. And I'm still grateful that my mom convinced me to go to that concert, because I genuinely do not know if I would be where I am now without that experience, because it was like, that was my first like dip in my faith.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my faith didn't start till freshman year, because I didn't know Jesus. I didn't spend time with Jesus. Like, I was just kind of, I believed there was a God, didn't follow him at all.
Yeah.
And so that was my first dip. And that's when I realized, this isn't all just sunshine and rainbows.
Oh, that's, yeah.
So I think that was like
absolutely.
my biggest takeaway.
So this dip came shortly after kind of finding, okay, and that checks out. Because we start drawing closer to Jesus, the enemy's going to come and hit us.
Yeah.
Right where we live.
Yep.
As he doesn't, obviously his goal is to pull us away from God, not for us to draw near to God.
Yeah.
So the enemy's going to look for ways to hit you while you're searching for Jesus, right? Mm-hmm. So that makes total sense. So continue to elaborate on that. I would love to hear more about.
So I just felt different when I left.
Okay.
I'm serious. I felt different. I felt like I walked out and something happened in my life. Like I didn't know what. And I was just talking with my mom. I'm not going to get into detail in the conversation, but we had a great conversation about, I just told her how I was feeling. And she kind of helped me through that. And at the time, my parents didn't know that I was starting to get into Jesus. I don't know why I hit it. I just kind of did. But she started talking about how everything's going to be okay, and through all the hardships that, like, we still love you. And that was a big thing for me, because like I said, I was genuinely depressed.
Yeah.
Which now, if I was depressed, you would think the world is ending, because I'm one of the happiest people.
Right. Now, sorry, real quick, if you don't mind me asking a quick clarifying question. So was that a rough running season?
So
how did you finish that season? Because you talked about that dip coming in the winter time. So how did that running season finish off, or how did you do overall in the season?
So I finished off the fastest freshman in school history.
Okay. Okay.
And then I was like number 2 for freshman in the state.
Wow.
So I ended up capping it off, but that was a 100% because Jesus walked into my life. 100%.
Okay.
That's so good. I love how you always give all like the glory to him,
well,
especially in that season.
Like I said, a big learning point for me was I'm not the coolest in the room.
So did you feel like you started to take a little bit of a turn in that running season? I know it sounded like you had a rough start to it. Mm-hmm. Is that right? So it started to take a little bit of a turn when you got your focus on Jesus?
Well, so me and Carson kind of went in all together.
Okay. Gotcha.
So he had kind of been, at the time, a lukewarm, but he introduced me. I think at knowing now what I know now, he was starting to get interested in it again.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he was kind of like wanted someone to talk about it with. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know anything. So he was my pastor every day.
Yeah. So in helping you find Jesus,
himself.
He helped himself get more excited about his faith. I love that.
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
do too. That is really good.
Awesome. Shout out to Carson. Well done, buddy.
Love you to death.
Yeah, we'll tag him.
So I'll never forget this. We ran at St. Teresa High School in Decatur, which is the best track on the planet.
Yeah.
100%. And I hadn't PR'd yet from last season, and I hadn't necessarily run well, but I had a few good races, and so we knew something was coming.
Yeah.
And so I kind of just ran with the front group, and I just started to kick the last 400, and I smoked everyone by like 5 seconds within the last 4.
Wow. And 5 seconds is a big deal, running-wise.
Yeah, and then I didn't realize it until after I PR'd. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, I'm back.
Wow.
And then I started to realize, like, conviction started to hit, because I was starting to learn what that was. Like, whoa, you're not back. I did that. Thank you very much. Like,
wow. Okay.
That's really good.
That's good.
And so then that was our freshman school record. Then I PR'd again.
Yeah.
And then got to run at state and the prelim. And then I PR'd again. So I PR'd a total of 5 times in 5 races after that. So that was pretty awesome. And my favorite part is that Carson had a breakout race, and he ran 4:25 when he was a junior, which is pretty solid. And that was like a turning point for us.
What do you mean by, sorry, just technically, what do you mean by breakout race?
So he hadn't been running, kind of like similar to me. Like we just knew something was coming.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
so he kind of just
like,
popped a really good one.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And so he ran like a 7-second PR and we're in the same meet right after my race. So I was heat 3, he was heat 4. And so we were just freaking out. Like, let's go. Like we were freaking out together. Because honestly, at the time, it was just the two of us going through that, training together every day. And so everyone says running sucks, but that was when I 100% realized, like, I don't look at running as it sucks or I'm going on a run. I'm going to go talk with my friends for 45 minutes to an hour.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Because I'd be the one that says, I hate running. This is awful. It's like torture.
And everyone says that.
No. I'll go on walks. I don't care. I'll walk. I walk
the
fast.
last time
but
we had like a race in our cul-de-sac, I'm pretty sure I remember you like saying that you were seeing stars.
Because I was
and
40-some years old.
No, but like ever since then, every time you talk about running, I think of that and I start cracking up.
Yes, literally. I was raising a bunch of kids in our cul-de-sac trying to show off, and I'm running dead out sprint.
Yeah.
And I like cross the cul-de-sac. We have a decent sized cul-de-sac. Cross the cul-de-sac and back. And by the time I got back to our side, I literally must have been low on oxygen or something. I'm starting to see things. I had to sit down for a minute. The kids are laughing at me. It was awful.
I'd be laughing at you.
Yeah, you would be. Call the paramedics
that's too
or something.
Funny. That's too funny. Well, I do really love your testimony, and I did not know about the Cody Johnson thing, so that's really cool. So would you say that, going kind of in a segue into like worship and all that, would you say that's kind of what that love for worship and music kind of started for you? Was
100%.
that concert or what else?
I started, my first instrument I learned, and just recently I've started playing piano, but was guitar. And my buddy, he said to me one day, I was just at his house hanging out, he said, I bet I can learn Friends in Low Places before neither of us play guitar. I'm like, I bet you can't. And so it started with a competition, and then I realized I couldn't play Friends in Low Places at the time. And so I just started learning other stuff. I'm like, this is kind of cool. So every day, whatever song was stuck in my head that day at school, I just come home, look it up on YouTube, and I'd play it. Okay. And a lot of the songs use the same chords.
Right.
And so you get repetition through that. And so I just kept playing the same thing, and fell in love.
Wow.
If you're wanting to get into guitar, lessons are overrated.
Yeah.
I 100% did through that. And then I was 100% a rap music listener before the Cody Johnson concert. That's why my mom had to convince me to go. And nothing but rap. Like, if it's country music, you turn that thing off. Like, that's not me now. If it's anything but country, I'm like, what are we doing?
So are we talking like real, like...
Weren't you a big like Juice WRLD listener?
I was humongous Juice WRLD.
I remember we used to play that in the cul-de-sac all the time.
Humongous.
I've been seeing videos of this Christian guy that they're calling the Christian Juice WRLD, and he's got some pretty cool sounds, some pretty cool beats. Do you ever listen to Christian hip hop? I
only listen to like Christian, like rock, country, bluegrass, that stuff.
Oh, I love bluegrass.
That's good.
Okay, very cool.
But so I started playing country music, and I started to dislike rap music because I started to love Jesus. And country music was a little more subtle way, now that I look back at it, to say the things that rap says. As I look into a lot of lyrics and stuff, I'm like, that's the same thing, just worded a lot more respectfully.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's a good point.
That is
a good point.
And so I started to love country music, and then I'm realizing there was this whole, I didn't even know worship music like that existed. So I started listening to that a little bit too. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I go to the Vineyard Youth Group, and they started playing music, and I didn't really think anything of it. This was when I was still pretty not great at guitar, still learning.
Yeah.
And so I went for about a year, and so I'd been pretty solid at guitar. And I could play really anything if I just had the sheet music. And so I then asked, I'm like, there was a call, the pastor said that, is there someone here that just has a talent they feel like just isn't being used? And all the service I'd been thinking, man, I want to play guitar for them.
Wow.
I want to play guitar.
That's
and
so
so
cool.
I'm like, it's me. And so I go to her, and I'm like, can I like audition to do for this thing? They're like, yeah. So they were like, next week you can come in. I'm like, all right. So they had me play like Holy Forever and Worthy of It All. And I was freaking out. I'd never done anything in front of anyone before. And so I was shaken out of my mind.
Was it like in front of a crowd or just
No,
a
it's
couple
just
adults? Like
just two. Literally just two people.
Okay.
The gentleman, his name's Ethan, and then the female, her name's Kirsten, and she was like, "Yeah, you're in." I'm like, "Really?" I played terrible, and so I was blessed to do that. But then through it all, I learned that I could sing as well, and so I love singing. I think it's fun. I like challenging myself with that because singing is really difficult. And I've learned there's levels to it. I'm like, man, I'm kind of good. And I go listen to Josiah Queen. And And I'm like, maybe not. But
yeah, it's
really
hard,
good.
especially, and you probably have an ear for music. I don't have an ear for music. So when we do tech stuff at church, like audio is something I never do because it's hard for me to have a good ear for like what instruments are doing what, who's singing what, chords, melodies, all that stuff. It's just not my bag. And so you kind of have to have a good ear for music as a singer and guitar player and just as a musician in general. Like you just really have to have like a talent for that kind of thing. So
I think I learned that I have that.
Yeah.
Like I think that was something that I just never knew I had. And I think that through all of the stuff that I've done with music, I've been blessed to do some really cool things with it, and I'm hoping to make a jump soon, which we'll talk about later.
Very cool.
That's really cool.
But yeah, I love everything about music, whether it's the lyrics breaking down whatever we do or just anything in general.
That's really cool. I love that. So do you write any of your own music, or have you dabbled in any of that?
So I do have a lot of songs written. Some that are a lot less effort, some that are a lot more effort, some that relate to me, some that relate to other people, just a lot of stuff. And so that's what I'm talking about. I'm hoping maybe eventually, I'm just procrastinating to maybe put something out. I think that'd be cool.
Very cool.
Cool.
I have a few Christian songs, I have a few love songs, I like a lot of stuff, just a lot of country and bluegrass inspiration.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Very cool.
I love that.
I love writing. And so, sometimes I write for myself, sometimes I write for other people.
Absolutely, yeah.
So like something that comes to my mind is that there's a song by Cody Johnson. It's called How Do You Sleep at Night? That gave me an inspiration for one of the songs that I've written. I've asked one of my friends who was in this long-term relationship. I was like, if you could ask this person, his former partner, one thing, I was like, what would it be? And he's like told me what it was. So I based the song off what he said.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like just a bunch of inspiration and stuff.
Sure.
And so
That's really cool.
yeah, hoping maybe putting it out. It's ready to go. I just need to publish it. Yeah.
That is
Got to get into a
cool.
professional studio, right?
No, I
Or did you already record them?
so it's recorded at my the CU youth group leader's house. He has a beautiful home.
Wow,
And so it's
okay.
like a little pond out in this forest area. So it's beautiful backdrop. And so
Wow.
it's just me and my guitar and my mic just
Nice.
singing that song.
That's cool.
That is really
So
cool.
I'm just procrastinating
Yeah.
and very scared.
That is awesome. Well, I love that. I've always been kind of like interested in like the songwriting process. Just ever since I was little, me and my brothers, we used to do like pretend bands and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So I love how you've like organically kind of stepped into that, especially and now you're on like doing worship at youth group. That's just really cool.
Yeah,
So
very cool. And I love
I
to see
respect
how
that a lot.
how
Yeah.
God worked through something that would be something you never thought you would enjoy,
Yeah.
Never.
country concert or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and God used that and that person's faith to kind of just start weaving this together. It was so cool.
yeah, that is really
So
cool.
cool.
I think that plays a big part in like sometimes people don't know what an influence they can be. You know what I mean?
100%.
Like
Yep.
Cody Johnson, you never know. He didn't know you were there and needed that word or that message. So that's really cool. I love that. So I don't know if you want to share a little bit more about your love for running. I know you have a YouTube channel. I do want to talk a little bit about that. That's really cool.
Are you still doing the YouTube channel?
So it's off and on.
Okay.
Right now I'm really focused on our team and our season more than that. So
Okay,
that's
cool.
that's as to why I'm not currently publishing
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what's the kind of stuff you do like post on there?
interviews. And so that's why I said
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
That's
that
right.
makes more
that's
sense.
why I
Okay.
said
I
it's
forgot
weird
about
being
that.
on the other side.
Okay.
And so
that makes sense.
yeah, that's why I said that. But I do a few workout videos. I'm hoping to maybe do like a meet vlog or something like that. Just kind of show what we do. I think that'd be cool. But yeah. So the vlog originally started in 6th grade over COVID. Magical time.
That's one way to put it.
And so we went out to this forest preserve, filmed a video, introduction video, and me and my dad went back and watched it after I raced really poorly, and I'm just like, man, I had a really bad race. I'm just like, what's going on? So we watched it, just kind of rethink literally a few weeks ago, rewire my thinking about what's going on, and that I'm blessed to be able to do this, and we're not doing this for only ourselves, but we're doing it for a group of people. And I said in the video, I'm hoping that I can start this to be able to not only help myself, but also you guys through your running journey. And we were both in tears watching it, and he looked at me and says, I think we did that.
Wow.
And I'm like, so,
that's so sweet.
but that's 100% why it started, to keep me motivated, for one, because it was over COVID. I'm so serious. When I wasn't running, I was playing 10 hours of Call of Duty every day. And so, or I was hanging out in the cul-de-sac with him.
Yeah.
And so, over that looking back at it, it's like, we did that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that have reached out to me through it and say that they love it.
Wow,
and a lot of
that's
people
great.
that I've got to know through that. I've made some really good friends through it. I've got to make some friends that are substantially cooler than I were able to be. So
that's awesome opportunities.
Love that.
And I love about how you are just as concerned about other people growing as you are about yourself being out there. I love that. I think one of the things I've known, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, because this is very much from an outsider's perspective. I've always had a lot of respect for runners, and especially for our cross country team here at St. Joe, as I feel like you guys are super tight as a unit, super solid together. It's like you guys pull each other, like you train together. Like I hardly ever see, there's rarely ever a straggler. It's like we are together as a group. We are pulling each other up. If somebody else is having a tough time, we bring them up. And I played football throughout high school, and there's a little bit of a brotherhood and camaraderie with that too, but the team's a lot bigger, you know what I'm saying? So you might have a little bit more of a brotherhood with the linemen or something like that. And then there's other individual sports, and everything's got, every sport's got its pros and cons, but I've always felt like runners just really have this such a solid connection with each other, just as a unit. And am I kind of looking at that the right way, or am I just kind of not interpreting that correctly? Because you guys, that's what it looks like to me when I see you guys running around town, or when I see you guys doing your cool down stretching and stuff. Like you guys are just together, and I think that's such a cool. I love that about what you guys do.
So, I'll say this: that was not always that way.
Okay.
I'll just dip my toe into this. I'm not going to go into detail, but my freshman year, I just didn't want to be at practice. We were not a team at all.
Oh wow!
And so, through sophomore, junior, and especially this year, we kind of built that up. We kind of got the foundation of a team in sophomore year. And
Okay.
then we kind of carried it on to junior year, and now that I'm a senior, it's there. And so,
now, do you feel like you've built an environment that'll carry on after you're done and gone and graduated? That'll carry on after you're done, like a group of guys that are coming up now that will lead that same kind of atmosphere?
so that's what I'm hoping. We have 2 great juniors that are great guys, and a sophomore, that same thing. So,
Nice. Okay.
I mean, my dad asked me, what do you want to leave at St. Joe? And I said, I hope that I'm remembered as a good leader and a guy that helped others.
I like that.
And so, I'm hoping that I did a good enough job to be able to I have that carry on.
Yeah.
And like I said, it was not always that way. I will give myself a pat on the back. I did kind of help build that back to what it was, because I got to see the program that if we didn't trophy every year at state, it was a bust.
Wow.
And so I got to see that. So I've seen those teams. I knew what it took. I knew what they did.
Right.
And so I just modeled what they did. And trust me, I'm not perfect. I know that, and I make a lot of mistakes, and I know that. And I always tell my teammates, when I do that, I hope you guys correct me like I correct you.
Yeah.
And, there's been times where I've had my teammates in tears that needed it because I chewed them out. Sometimes you need to hear it, and I do too. And that's what my teammates do to me, and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
And so I'm blessed that it is now a family.
Okay.
there's not a single soul on the team whom I dislike. And I think it's that way for everybody.
Yeah.
And it was not always that way, 100%. So I'm really glad to where it is now, to where it was started with me.
Yeah.
So I love the camaraderie, and practice is always one of my favorite times of the day. Just because, like I said, you don't look at it as a run. You get to go hang out with your friends. So
nice. I love that. Very good.
That's definitely something I feel like that can be hard to build once you're like kind of in a bit of a valley with as a team. But yeah, like he said, I've always seen you guys as such like a family. Even in middle school, like from the other sports I've played, I did cross country 1 year, and just like it was just so different than any other sport, and I just love that, and I really respect all that you guys like do and the team you guys are and that you've built up, that legacy. I really love that. So that is really, really cool. So with running and school, I know you're involved in a lot and do a lot. So have you found it like challenging at all to balance like your relationship with God along with school and sports and everything else you have going on?
Just like anyone else, you know, I've had points in my walk with faith where it's like, I'm not doing good right now at all.
Yeah.
And so those times, yes.
Keep talking. I got to check something.
Those times, yes, I do feel as if it's more difficult. But when I'm closer with God, it actually seems a lot easier.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I'm not a straight A student, but I'm not a bad student at all. I'm on honor roll, like I'm fine. But you know that a lot of that didn't come just because of my ability to be smart. Because I'll tell you what, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed. But I do love the blessing that I have to be able to have. I've noticed this more and more as of recent, that when I start something, I like to finish it.
That's a good
and so
quality to have.
Whether that's a race or whether that's mowing the lawn, right? Like, I found that is something that's huge for me. And so balancing everything, something that is difficult for me is once I start something, I like to finish it, right? So therefore, when I'm studying, I want to finish studying, but I should be going to bed. And there are my priorities. Like right now, running is my priority out of school. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm in my senior year. We're coming into postseason. Like, I'm concerned about running. And a lot of people say I'm crazy. I mean, I'm in bed at like 8:30 every night, up at 6, getting the morning run in, and then going in the afternoon, getting the actual run in. So, you know, it takes a lot of time commitment, but honestly, it's just what I'm used to at this point. It's just what I do.
Yeah.
So it just kind of became a habit. But at first, 100% it was difficult, because when I first started, you know, it's like all sunshine and rainbows. Like I said earlier, like, oh, I just want Jesus, nothing else but Jesus. But then, like, you start to learn, like, there is more to life than just Jesus. But obviously, it's a priority.
Right.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a priority. But there are some cool things that he's given us the blessing to be able to do.
Yeah.
Through
That's
him.
well said.
Absolutely.
So,
that's good.
I started figuring that out. And, yeah, it's finding Jesus, running, being a son, being a teammate, being a good student, being a boyfriend. Like, it's a lot. And so I'm blessed to be able to have the people around me that I do, that want me to succeed and help me through that.
That's really good.
And learning from the people around me that already made the mistakes, so that way I don't make the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's really good.
So what, sorry, I apologize, Abigail, and I can cut this part, but you already did that one?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, because I was going to do this one, and then I had to go check the camera. So going into all that, and I love hearing the journey that you're on, and how you have kind of just almost done a 180 as far as what's most important in your life and priority, and I love hearing that. So what are some plans that you have after high school? Like, where do you see yourself going next, and how do you see God working in you as you continue on that journey?
I'm gonna run somewhere in college, where that is, no idea. But I'm very, very excited. What I want to do as a job, absolutely no idea. And so,
well, if you're going to be a college athlete, you almost don't have time for work. I mean, just from what little I know of college athletes, like it's a pretty full load.
Yeah.
So
I'm
you're
saying-
going
I'm
to have
saying,
to tell
like-
your parents that they're going to need to pony it up. So
I have
that's-
no idea. Yeah, as teachers.
Right.
Um,
Your mom is a teacher too?
yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I
Where
think you
at?
did.
No,
She-
I didn't know. Don't
she
tell me
teach-
what I know. I did not. I didn't honestly didn't know. I know your dad. I've gone
Oh.
to school with your dad. I know your dad
I
forever.
thought
but
for sure you knew.
no,
my
I
mom.
honestly didn't. Where does she
So
teach?
she teaches Champagne.
I did not know that. That's very cool. What does she teach? Just out of curiosity.
She teaches troubled kids,
Oh, okay.
like
Wow.
suspended kids,
Gotcha.
kindergarten through I think 4th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
No, that
Takes
seems
a
like
blessed
That
a
is
job.
something totally.
Takes
I
a
did not
blessed
know.
soul.
Yeah,
Takes a blessed
for
soul.
real.
100%. Absolutely. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. So sorry. So you're going to run. You're looking to go to college, post-secondary. You're going to run and do that whole thing. How do you feel? Where do you see yourself going? Maybe even after that. Like, do you have any kind of obviously
That's what I'm
a
saying.
loaded question, like
Yeah, we're
long-term
hitting you with
plans
some
or.
scary questions.
Like I have
No, it's okay to not know.
Oh,
I have no idea.
100%.
I have
And you
no
know what?
idea what I
also,
would do,
it's
Joe.
also okay to know and for that to change because that's what happened to me
Yeah.
too. So I'm just curious if you've kind of got any kind of ideas or.
Yeah, so I have no idea what I want to do for a job post college. I have no idea what I'm going to go to major. I have no idea.
Okay.
So I'm kind of
okay.
just going to go flirt around with all my subjects and figure out what's right for me.
There
and
you
so a lot of people say that they pick a major and don't finish with that.
See,
and
and
so,
that's why when everybody says I'm taking a year off, I'm like actually okay with that. It would be hard to do because getting back into school, but sometimes you just need a minute to figure some stuff out.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Because you're so busy getting through high school, right? That after high school, you may pick a college, but it's kind of like, I've never really thought about what I enjoy doing or what I'm gifted at or talent because God's given everybody gifts and talents, skills and abilities, right? And part of our challenge as we're growing up is figuring out what that is, right? Because, somebody can go to a 4-year degree and then have nothing to do with it, right?
Absolutely right.
Or do something totally different.
And
because-
wasted all that time and all that money.
Right. And I'm not zero pressure. Sometimes it's just what happens.
Yeah.
Like for me, I went to college I should have had like a bachelor's or a master's, but by the time I figured out what I wanted to do, I finally worked through that. And then all of a sudden, oh, hey, would you like to be a youth pastor? Why, yes, I would actually. You know what I mean? Like that was
Yeah.
just something that God brought across my path. And then it was one of those funny things where in hindsight, I think he was preparing me for that all along. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So sometimes I kind of needed that waffling a little bit in college, a little bit for some different experience and
Yeah.
different things, different jobs, different things that God was kind of equipping me to do what I'm doing now. So no matter how it goes, just trust God in the journey, I guess.
Yeah.
I love the point where you said the Lord was working you through that so when we go to our youth, when you ask the Lord for something, he gives you one of three answers. Yes, no, or later.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of things where I found so for example, for me, I was wanting to get a piano. I actually
Okay.
prayed for a piano. And so I literally probably about 6 months go by, and that for a while I was actually getting upset that the opportunity didn't present itself for it. And the Lord just okay. Okay. And I know it's weird, but I'm super musical now. And so that's something I want. And so I went to a garage sale. They're like, you want a piano? Like, for how much? Free.
No way.
Like, okay. So I called my dad. I'm like, yo, can I bring home a piano? He's like, what? I'm like, yeah. So
Would you strap it to the top of your car or what?
no, I just threw it in the back of my truck.
Was this a small? What kind of piano was this?
This isn't a grand piano, but it's a tall piano.
Oh, okay, like an upright kind of. Okay,
Mhm.
gotcha.
Upright piano.
Okay.
And so that was just something where, it's just a part of it. Like the Lord just I'll remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like his timing was better than the first couple times
Yep.
you could have asked for
Yep.
it. So that's good.
Very, very good.
That's really good. Well, we're kind of hitting our time mark, but as a wrap-up question, what's some advice you could give to a new believer who's struggling with sharing their faith, or maybe even struggling in high school with balancing everything like we were kind of talking about?
For a long time, I struggled with the same sin over and over. And I eventually quit thinking about not sinning. I started thinking about Jesus.
Yeah.
There was a man who took 39 lashes, had his flesh ripped off of his back, nailed to a cross, crown of thorns, had to walk 2.5 miles with a 150-pound piece of wood, and he had to carry it, all while bleeding out. And every time you sin, you add a nail. You add a nail into Jesus, because he died for you and for your sins. And so every time you sin, you put a nail into Jesus. And so not only if you don't feel convicted right now, I don't know who you are.
Right.
And because I do, holy smokes. Realizing that gift is the ultimate gift. Because I said it once, but he looked into the future and saw me. Said, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it. Because he asked to come down. He asked for the forgiveness of the other people, right? Like, yeah.
No, that's good.
You have to fall in love with Jesus, not the process.
That's good. That's a good.
It's really good.
Keep your eyes on Jesus, and he'll work you through that process. Absolutely. That's very good. Well, we really appreciate you being here, brother.
Really good.
Very excited to see what God has in store for you, and as you wrap up your school year. I know you still got several months to go, but as you as you wrap up your school year, and track, because you do distance and track too, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So obviously have a lot of great meets ahead of you, and great opportunities to shine for Jesus. So very, very exciting. So thank you for being here.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to go ahead and close this out in prayer. So Heavenly Father, thank you so much for the opportunity we have to have Lance on the show today, and just thank you, Father God, for the wisdom and insight that you've given him. Thank you for the journey that you've brought him on and all the amazing things you have in store for him. Lord, we are so thankful that he is drawing close to you every day, and thankful for the things that you have brought him through and brought him out of. Father God, we are so incredibly grateful for the message he has to share and for the people and the lives that he'll touch on his way. And so we are looking forward to seeing your work in his life and what more you'll do. And we thank you for that, and thank you for this time we have together, and we give you all the glory, and it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. All right. Well, hey, thanks again, brother, and we'll see everybody next time.
Thank y'all so much.